What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 87 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for Pokemon and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Monday, June 21st, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, and I am joined by my co-host, Ken Pescator. What is up?
Adam, what's happening? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, as per usual.
I am glad.
You're glad?
I'm glad. I'm happy I'm glad you're fantastic. I love when your answer is fantastic. It's a great answer.
It's either fabulous or fantastic or
they're both perfect for you.
Fanatical. I'm just crazy.
All right.
Well, Ken, we've got a jam-packed show. Today, we're going to be talking about Evolving Skies because it was announced.
But it's the thing is, we already live in the future because of Japan's release schedule, so it's like we all know it's coming, but it's just whenever there's a new set announced, it's like you always get that like, you couldn't give me a minute to like relax.
That's how Pokemon is. They're like a train and they just don't stop. They just keep chugging along no matter what you're doing, what the world's going through. It's just like, nope, we're going to keep pumping stuff out.
Yep.
Card of the week this week is Blastoise VMAX. Art of the week is Machoke, as per our discussion, our random generator from last week. We have the details on the Professor WIllow's TCG card and how to get it. TCG player pickup of the week is going to be Path to the Peak and Fog Crystal. And we're going to take a look at some basic deck mechanics like Energy Acceleration and the Toolbox format. Sound like a good show?
It does. It does. We all at some point too. We gotta mention V Union. Well, maybe after the break if we have any miscellaneous news. I think we gotta at least talk about it. I know it's still light years ahead, but
light years ahead. That's like 2 sets. That's coming up. That's pretty fast. It's gonna be like our holiday set.
Yeah, it's like 4 months from now because, something like that. No,
I don't know. It's in the future.
Oh. But yes, let's talk about Evolving Skies.
All right, Evolving Skies. With Chilling Reign just landing at retailers this past Friday, Pokemon has announced the next TCG expansion, Evolving Skies. The key art for the set features Sylveon, which I thought was timely, as Sylveon was just released in Pokemon GO. And a little disclaimer of it says, or a little description says, "Feel the power of the shifting winds and brace for an epic storm as mighty dragon-type Pokemon make their triumphant return. Rayquaza VMAX leads the surge from on high, and Duraludon VMAX towers above the land in its Gigantamax form, joined by Dragonite V, Noivern V, and more." Oh my god, classic Pokemon with the "and more."
And more, I love that. It's my favorite.
My
favorite Pokemon.
And as the clouds part, Eevee's evolutions appear in a full rainbow of Pokemon V and Pokemon VMAX to signal a bright new day in the Pokemon TCG Sword and Shield Evolving Skies.
I want to see those cards.
There's too much info jam-packed in that one paragraph.
No way, that's perfect. That's a hype machine right there.
It is a hype machine. Now, honestly, Dragons coming back to the TCG, a welcome return.
It's been like one of those weird things. It's like, what do I use this energy for?
Exactly. So there's going to be over 200 cards, 18 powerful Pokemon V and 15 enormous Pokemon VMAX. Dragon-type Pokemon return with a new look. More single strike and rapid strike Pokemon. I'm super stoked on this. The more that come out, the wider and crazier the decks can be. And then there's going to be 24 trainer cards and new special energy cards.
What do you think of this 200 card plus set? How does that, from a collector standpoint, does it make a difference if the set has 125 cards, 150 cards, or 200? Are the rares just as difficult to get?
Typically,
the number
yes.
of cards?
But the last set that was really just feels like it was out of reach with a lot of the cards was Cosmic Eclipse. That set had so many full art trainers, full art Pokemon, secret rares.
Was that the one? Yeah, was that the one that had 12 secret rares?
I believe so. Yeah, no, it was just insane.
A ton. Yeah.
And I just remember, I still don't even have Red and Pikachu. I still don't even have that. I do have that one. I have tons of the others. I'll trade you all the others for that one.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a couple of those full art trainers. They're so great because they're like partner cards.
And I mean, honestly, I feel so excited to have evolutions, but this set will be very hard to get if Pokemon doesn't just pump out a ton at launch, because GameStop had a pre-order, and if you were in store and pre-ordered them with the employee, you could pre-order up to 2 or 3 of them. And I already pre-ordered an Elite Trainer box, 2 of the blister packs, and a Build a Battle box.
Okay. Well, how was like the Chilling Reign release? Like, was that readily available, like in person at retailers, big box or whatever?
I was at GameStop on release day, and they had tons of just blister packs. Everything out, like all the Elite Trainer boxes and stuff, were pre-ordered.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did have the Tyranitar V boxes or tins, so those were readily available.
Right.
And then I also went
it's
in
coming
today.
back.
Yeah, what's today? Today is
21st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so even after the weekend, that Tyranitar tin was still there.
Okay. So the cards are coming back. That's a beautiful thing, man. It's that we all know that we could always order them from TN Comics or get them from an online retailer, but the everyday shopper, the parent that's not into it, that wants it for their kids, it's like they're gonna go to a big box store to get it. So it's like if they're not there, it kind of sucks. So
And also,
I'm glad they're starting to come back.
and if you spend $15 on Pokemon product in GameStop, you get a GameStop like stamped hollow Sandaconda from Darkness Ablaze.
Okay. Is that a new card though?
No,
Like,
it's a reprint.
No, but didn't they do a Sandaconda stamped card once before?
No,
I thought they did.
no, they did a Flapple. That was the one before.
No, way before Flapple. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe.
I'm crazy. But Adam, we're gonna switch up the format a little bit. I think I wanna rip into this booster. I think we should move the TN Comics pack opening of the week to now.
Yes. All right. Yeah. So TN Comics, they had I opened on Twitch, Twitch/Pokemon Professor Network. You can check out all 3 that I opened. I opened up all the pack battle kits. Definitely go check that out. Keep sending in emails. The competition is heavy.
Yeah, I don't have a new pack. I have Shining Fates.
I also have Shining Fates.
It's almost like we coordinated. Thank you, TN Comics, for this pack. So in the past couple episodes that I've been on, I've been, cutting to my TN Comics like pre-recorded bumper. I guess I don't need to do that anymore because I could just tell you that these packs are courtesy of TN Comics. Please check out tncomics.com for everything you need. They always have, stuff available, pre-orders, all that great stuff. So support them. They're fantastic guys. And yeah, TN Comics, thank you so much. Use code FULLHEAL at checkout for an extra 5% off your order. All right, Adam, can I go first?
Yeah. Don't forget to give out your code.
The code card is NJ, C for New Jersey, NJRW9LZZXM2M7. All right, here we go. Water Energy, Rusted Shield, Ball Guy, phenomenal, I needed that. Floatzel, Rowlet, Trapinch, Buizel, Coughing, Shinx. My reverse is an Eviltal.
Wait, that's an amazing rare.
That's an amazing rare. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Alcremie VMAX Rainbow.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
A hyper
yeah, buddy.
rare,
That's
secret
what I'm talking
rare,
about.
and an amazing rare. Oh
That's
my
what
gosh.
I'm talking about. I got to post this in the Discord stat.
Post it in the Discord stat. I'm going to open mine.
Oh my god.
All right, code card is 2XHXKZRHBDZPC. Good luck. And hopefully I can pull something like that. Water Energy, Cramorant, Rusted Shield, Eldegoss, Trapinch, Nickit, Gossifleur, Cacnea, Q font. Oh my god!
What?
Eternatus Gold.
Get out
It's
of
the
here.
black gold. Ah.
Are you...
and
Rip
a rare Yon
eardrums.
Mega, but holy cow. I'm posting that in the Discord. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that is
These were
so
amazing
funny.
packs. Thank you so much, TN.
TN Comics coming through. You sure they weren't resealed and they put the good stuff in for us?
They possibly could have, but there's
Wow.
no way to tell.
Dude,
These
that
look
is,
like legit packs.
That's so awesome. Yeah, this Alcremie is 073 of 072. Phenomenal pulls. Yes, I'm so excited. Check out our socials for pictures of these cards. That's amazing. So psyched.
Wow.
All right, Adam. I guess we could keep the train rolling and let's move on to the card of the week.
All right. Ooh, hold on. I gotta sleeve this bad boy.
Oh, Adam is fired up.
I feel like Spyro. Oh, fired up. All right. Card of the week this week is Blastoise VMAX, sitting at a whopping 330 hit points. It is a water type. It's got a double weakness to lightning, 3 for retreat cost. Its first attack, Grand Falls, for 3 water energy. It does 120. Search your deck for up to 3 water energy cards and attach them to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. That's awesome because it allows you to just spread the energies, and it doesn't force you into like making one play. You can set up multiple Pokemon. For a 4th water energy, it has G-Max Bombard. Does 220. This attack does 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
Wow.
That's a heavy hit.
Yeah. That's significant, man. That's solid spread because you're doing a lot of damage up front too. You know, typically if you're attacking two benched Pokemon, you kind of have to concede with your active Pokemon damage, but 220 for energy.
That's not bad. And to
Yeah.
get energies, like you could set up multiple Blastoise VMAX by just getting 3 energies on the first one, and then you're pretty much set up.
So I haven't played much evolution decks, and I know that a VMAX deck isn't necessarily an evolution deck, but it's an evolution deck. So how does playing VMAXs as your like core mechanic of your deck, like, is it feel weird having to evolve again?
No, not at all.
No,
Because
okay.
with like Eternatus, you hit with Power Accelerator, which is 1 energy. You hit for 30, and then you can attach a second Dark Energy to another Eternatus V. So essentially, if they don't get rid of both those energies, you have an Eternatus VMAX in your near future that can attack for 2 energies and hit at a max of 270.
Okay. Nice. And you got. I'm looking at the notes here, Adam, and it looks like you have some support cards for Mr. Blastoise.
Yep. So Frostmoth, it's pretty standard. Ice Dance as often as you like during your turn. You may attach a water energy card from your hand to one of your benched water Pokemon. So this is good for setting up an initial Blastoise. So you don't need to have a heavy line. You could literally get away with playing like a 2-2 line, or maybe even like a 2-1 line, just to get that initial Blastoise set up, and then you don't need it. So it's okay if they knock it out. And then with that being said, you can play cards like Suicune. It's a basic for 2 waters and a colorless. It has Aurora Loop. It does 130, and you put 2 water energy cards from this Pokemon back into your hand. So it's a single prize attacker that can hit for 130, and then you get those energies back in your hand, and then you can just Ice Dance once again.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. All right. So I see how this is kind of being like very self-sufficient, and looks like you would be able to move a lot of stuff around in a single turn.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. Awesome. What else do you have here?
Now, I have a lot of tech Pokemon here. I have like a Ditto V. Ditto V is just simply a extra whatever V Pokemon you need, because it has V Transform. Once during your turn, you may essentially switch Ditto V with another V Pokemon that's in your discard. So you can attach the water energies to Ditto V, and then you can swap it for a Blastoise and then Blastoise VMAX, or you can swap it for any of these other techs like Stoutland V. Double Dip Fangs, it does 40. If your opponent's basic Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, or yeah, you take one additional prize card. Now it's 3 energies for 40, but if they're knocked out, you'll take an additional prize. So if you can set up with the Bombard and knock out their basic Pokemon, even if they send out a single prize attacker, you can take an additional prize card. Or if you get a VMAX down to the last 40 hit points.
Yeah, like a four prize swing.
Well, okay, no, not a VMAX. It has to be a V. So if they have a V, you're still taking 3 prize cards.
Basic, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be a basic. Yeah, but then that's 3. Yeah, that's solid.
And then you've got cards like Cramorant V. You can use Beat Catch, search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them into your hand. Any cards you want. So you can set yourself up, and then the next turn you can use Spit Shot, discard all energies attached to this, do 160 to something on the bench. Or one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can set stuff up with Bombard, and then attach to Cramorant, and be able to attack with Cramorant. Because Blastoise's first attack can set up other Pokemon. Anything with a colorless energy requirement, essentially.
Right, okay.
Allowing you to play cards like Eldegoss V, which is super important right now. Happy Match lets you go grab. We've talked about it many times in the podcast. Basically, you play it down, grab a supporter card from your discard. This will help with some of the new supporters like Avery, where you draw 3 cards and then your opponent discards their bench Pokemon until they have 3 left.
Interesting.
But you can use Float Up. You can attack with the 120 damage. You can attach the 2 energies and then use Float Up for 50 and then send it back into the deck and be able to use it again.
Aha.
You've also got White Wind with Togekiss V. If your opponent's active.
Can I just say I love this art so much?
Yes, it's very beautiful.
They're all phenomenal. All the cards you put here are
green.
phenomenal, but this is great.
But it says if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 70 more damage. So 90 for 1 energy. That's not bad. I like that.
Well, there's your closer for a VMAX.
And then if you like spread, you can always play Salamence V, swoop across this attack for 3 energies. This attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon.
Wow.
So there's more spread to be had. You can also play other different and the whole point of having these other Pokemon is to diversify your weakness. So you're not, if somebody's playing electric, you're not just going to lose automatically because you're taking so much damage from electric.
Right.
You can actually play stuff like Ice Cube, which has a weakness to metal. And that has, for 3 energies, it does 120. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And again, all these things tie in. Cold Absorption is its ability. Whenever you attach a water energy card from your hand to this Pokemon during your turn, heal 30 damage from it. Also not bad. You can play cards like Galarian Rapidash. 2 energies, Libra Horn, drop it down to 100, and then you start your spread. And then with the new set, Blissey V comes to mind. It says this attack does 30 more damage for each energy card attached to this Pokemon. If you did any damage with an attack, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon.
This is cool. I see what you're saying, why you put all these specific cards listed here. Because they all can kind of
take advantage.
Yeah, they all can all benefit from it. That just, energy manipulation. It's awesome. And I got to say, Adam, all the art is phenomenal on like every single one of these cards. When I put the blog together, the blog is going to look sweet because all these cards look so good.
Well, don't forget, a lot of them have full art versions.
Well, yeah.
That look much better.
I know.
All right, so that's pretty much what I have. There's a lot of stuff. Right now you can use Keldeo GX and other cards, but these are cards that are going to be like in format. So
I love it.
Good, I need cards to use.
I need the Blissey. I need them all, but I really need the Blissey for real.
Well, I'm sure you could find an Elite Trainer box somewhere.
Yes. Yes. All right. So next up, we have art of the week, and I love the fact that you used the random number generator. I love that, and it was Machoke. And we've got 4 examples here. And Adam, I haven't seen 2 of these cards that you picked. I haven't seen in a long time. So this is pretty cool.
2 of these cards I haven't seen at all.
Oh, really? You never saw those? All right, cool. So, obviously we're talking about Machoke here. The first one Adam picked was from Stormfront. This is, the artist is Sachiko Adachi. And it's like, I don't know. If I just picture in my head without thinking of a card, like an old school Machoke that's just like, I don't know how they did this, like layering it with, it almost looks 3-dimensional, right?
Yeah, the reason I picked this one is because it looks like it's a clay. It looks like it's a practical art, but it's like,
you know how people make like 3D paper things where they stack like paper on top of each other to make it look I don't know. It's so deceiving, but like the design of Machoke is like a classic looking Machoke. And Stormfront's always cool to look at, too, because it has the level next to the Pokemon name. So it says, like, Machoke, level 41. So that, doesn't do anything. But these next 2 cards are pretty rare. And I don't know. You know what? I should have pulled the Bulbapedia. But do you know the origin of these? I think it was like...
These are like just from a vending machine.
Yeah, but it was when the original sets came out, they were like, they did like an expansion set, and there was only like weird ways to get the cards. I don't know. But yeah, these were available in like the vending machine that would sell like the stickers where like you get like a piece of folded in half cardboard with something inside. And the art on these, and I don't know, they're just listed as like vending S2. So if you look up Machoke vending S2, you can actually see this thing. Nobuyuki Habu is the name of the illustrator, and this one is hilarious. It looks like a kid drew it with crayons, and I love it. Like I love it so much.
Right, I'm living for it.
It's so good, and it almost looks like a Machop because it just looks very childish. But these are Japanese cards, by the way. And then the next one you have is labeled vending S3. So we had S2, now you have S3. This one from Tomokazi Komiya, and it's hilarious. It's like Machoke holding up, he's holding up like a raft standing in water.
Well, it looks like a boulder that he's holding up.
But there's a Snorlax, a Chansey, and a Sandshrew on it. And like, is that a Dugtrio or Dotrio in the back as well?
It's a Doduo.
Yeah.
And at first it looks like it's flowers, but then you take a closer look and you're like, whoa, no, that's actually a Doduo. Yeah.
But he's like back, pressing over his shoulders like this boulder with the Snorlax and other Pokemon on it. It's so funny. But his face just looks super derpy. So it's
honestly, it reminds me of something out of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or like the Mario Brothers like movie.
Oh no.
The Koopas.
The Koopas.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh god, Bob Hoskins is so good. And then the next one here is from Champion's Path. Akira Igawa is the illustrator, and this is like the furthest departure possible from all 3 of the cards previous. Like this is a hyper.
This is the best.
So awesome.
This is the best looking one because this has got texture. It feels
it's
human.
It's like Pokken DX.
Well, it feels more like what is it? Detective Pikachu. It feels like a Machoke from Detective Pikachu.
Okay, it actually has like a feel to the skin, like a texture.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, but it just looks tough. It looks like it's from like a fighting game player select screen, like Machoke. It's like choose a
player
your
one.
Fighter.
Pick Machoke.
Yeah, Machoke. But looks very, very cool. But yeah, a harsh departure from the previous 3 cards for sure.
Yeah, it's super cartoony or super serious. And this is very serious.
All right, before we get into a little bit of a break, I do want to talk about this Professor WIllow card.
We got to get it. We got to get that random number generator.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What
you ready for you ready for next week? I'm clicking the button.
Go.
It is Ursaring.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. Ursaring next week. But all right, I do want to talk about the Professor WIllow TCG card. And Adam, I don't know if you and Josh had previously discussed this on previous episodes, but what is it, like 3 or 4 months now that Niantic made that announcement?
Yes.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, Niantic makes the announcement that they're partnering with the TCG to release a card featuring exclusive art with Professor WIllow, and they said, like, we'll let you know more in May or June, whatever. And then sure enough, we didn't hear about it at all for a while, and then they came out and said, hey, guess what? The Go Fest t-shirt is available at Pokemon Center, and when you buy one, it comes with a Professor WIllow TCG card, but it's just an alternate art of Professor's research with, Professor WIllow on it. But it looks
so
awesome.
It's playable.
It is playable. Why? I don't see why it wouldn't be, unless the range of Sword and Shield like promos is banned, but I don't see why it would be. But you could really swag it out. But originally it was the t-shirt, so you had to go on to Pokemon Center, purchase the t-shirt, and then you would get the card. It would show up in your cart with a $0 value, and boom, you would get it. And these have already landed to people. Like, they pretty much shipped the second day after orders, and people are already have the stuff in hand. But the what we learned just earlier on our Zoom call is apparently any Pokemon Go item that Pokemon Center sells, which includes like a water bottle, a lanyard, and something else, I don't know, but that would also include the WIllow TCG card. So you don't have to spend $25 on the t-shirt if you don't want to. You could buy like the lanyard, which I think Tish said was like $14 or something like that, $12.99, $13.99, something like that. So, but that's pretty cool. And when the link went live, I immediately texted Adam and I was like, yo, so are you really going to buy 4 of these t-shirts so you can swag out your deck?
I want to. Like, I went to the website just before the podcast, and all the mediums and the large t-shirts are all sold out.
Wow.
So I'd have to get an extra small for my son. So that's just one. And then I was like, well, I could get the Team Instinct hat because, like, the water bottles are all sold out. But, like, do I really need a Team Instinct hat? Like,
you don't.
You don't.
Oh, it's so funny.
I need to have alerts to check it every morning.
No, but we saw this before with Special Delivery Pikachu, where you would buy something that would put it in the cart at $0. We saw that look weird funkiness with Special Delivery Charizard, where like a handful of people got them. But what do you think of it being released like this? Remember, we were like speculating, even on Lured Up, the Pokemon Go podcast we do. We were like, how are they going to distribute this? Is it going to be like a GameStop thing? Is it going to be something in-game? We couldn't decide, but what do you think of this kind of distribution? Is what it is kind of thing, or like, is this good, bad?
I like it because it forces you to have to purchase something.
So you like to
Pokemon
be forced
Go.
into buying stuff?
Well, no, it's a nice bonus to the GoFest t-shirt that I would have bought anyways.
All right, okay, that was going to be my next question. Would you have bought the t-shirt anyway? And
yeah.
If yes, then boom. Yeah, you're right, bonus. But if
not, like, okay, I bought a Team Instinct water bottle for $15. Like, I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
That's not the end of the world. Or if I did need a new hat, okay. Or if I did want a t-shirt, like, that's not Pokemon Go Fest, I could get that as well.
Yeah. I think the Go Fest 2020 shirt was like the #1 selling item on Pokemon Center last year. So I can only imagine that they printed a ton, not only of the shirts, but of these cards. But you think this is going to come around in another distribution method, like in the future, or do you think this is?
Yep. Yeah, it has to. It has to.
But then wouldn't that mean that there would be a reprint? Because they're saying while supplies last. So wouldn't that mean they would have to exhaust their supply? And then if they were to reintroduce this thing at like a retailer or whatever, they'd have to reprint it. Unless they hold it back. I don't know.
Well, what they could do is like this one's exclusive because it's going to come with the special code for the research.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mention that. It comes with a print on the front. It's ugly, but it comes with a code printed on the front that you can redeem via Pokemon Go to unlock a special mission, like, to catch Miltank. So
but
that's cool.
When Pokemon Leagues come back, they can always make like a holo version that doesn't have a code that would be more of like okay, put this in your deck and play.
Yeah, but at that point, wouldn't it be like releasing a promo card out of sequence? Because by then there would be additional Sword and Shield promos released. But that's like what happened with special delivery Charizard. Remember, it was like
it was the next one.
Maybe it was special delivery Charizard that was 75. Hold on,
I think it was Charizard because that one's the one that hasn't.
Now I gotta look. Hold on, hold your horses.
All right,
your horses.
Hold your horsies.
Holding your horses. Are you holding your horsies?
I'm holding a gold Eternatus V. That's what I'm holding.
Yeah. So I don't know how like particular the TPC is about releasing a card out of sequence, but Sword and Shield. Can I read this? Hold on. What? My eyes. I can't see. My eyes can't see. I'm too blind to see this, Adam. I need young person's eyes. 178. Sword and Shield 178, it looks like. So, yeah, that's a high number. That's a high number for Professor WIllow, but I'd imagine they'd, by the time, what are they going to get it up to 200 but before it like comes to retailers? I don't know. But either way, I ordered it, and with my wonderful luck, I just moved, and because of my Pokemon Center account, it shipped it to my old address, even though I like put in the new address. Like, does your shipping address match your billing address? I clicked no. I typed in my new address and it sent it. And like I hit send and it was like, congratulations, your order's been placed. It will ship to this address. I go, no. And then like I immediately emailed Pokemon Center customer support. Didn't hear back from them.
3 years later.
No. The next day I get an email saying like, great news, your product is shipped. The next day, great news, your product has been delivered to my old address, which I have mail forwarding on, so it'll get to me, but eventually. And then the following day after that, which was yesterday, I get the email saying like, hi, this is whoever from Pokemon Center support. Sorry, we can't modify your order. It's already been shipped. I was like, great. Thanks for getting to it. So, but
I'll take it. As long as I get it. Their support is probably the best.
As long as I get it, I don't care.
I mean, that was sarcasm.
And also right now, it's only for U.S. and Canadian residents. And then I think they said in like 2 weeks or something, they're gonna release it for Japan. So it's just U.S. and Canada right now. So if you're outside of those regions, I'm sorry, can't do it, can't get it. I could try to help you. I'll buy a T-shirt for you. I don't know, but Adam, I think that's a good time to take a little break. That's about a half an hour or so.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
And welcome back, trainers. Ken.
So serious.
Ken, how was your serious break?
It was great. I drank like half a bottle of water.
I know. I heard the crunch of the bottle.
I crunched the bottle to like, accelerate the water, into me, my intake of water. I had forced induction. I crushed the bottle. It's like I have a 6 or 7 year old kid drinks water, just crushes it.
Oh, I know.
No, it was great though. Good break.
All right, you want to run through this housekeeping real quick?
Sure, we do have some housekeeping to get through before the end of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And all patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon GO and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration for those tournaments is in our Discord. We hope to see you there. And a huge thanks to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Dig Dug Rob, Grant, Jamal, JD Mojo Jojo, Magikarp DM, Paul, Sharkfin, Talon, and TN Comics Wiz, and of course, the most amounts of love and special thanks to our executive producer, Tish Smith. Finally, you can visit our merch store online at PokemonProfessor.com/merch and pick up some special conditions swag like t-shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs. Awesome. Adam, what do we need to spend our money on this week?
TCG player pickup of the week. We have Path to the Peak and Fog Crystal. They are two new trainers coming out of Chilling Reign that you're gonna see a ton of, because Fog Crystal is amazing. It says search your deck for a psychic energy card or a basic psychic Pokemon. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. That is bonkers. So playing 4 of these allows you to go search for a psychic Pokemon for free. Think about Quick Ball. You have to discard a card to go get
that's
something.
What I was about to say. If it's coming via Quick Ball, you have to discard. If it's coming via supporter, you can only play 1 per round.
Right. So if you're playing anything with psychic energies or psychic-based Pokemon, this is a must-of 4. And it's like 20 cents.
Nice.
So it's like a no-brainer. Path to the Peak, on the other hand, is the next card that's it's gonna shake the meta for sure. And it's a card you're gonna either want to play or have something to play against it, because it says Pokemon with a rule box in play, both yours and your opponents, have no abilities. Pokemon V, Pokemon GX, etc. have rule boxes. And it's a stadium card. Again, it's like 35 cents.
V Unions are going to have rule boxes, right?
Yes. V Unions.
See?
V,
you can shut
V
someone's
Maxes.
entire... Like, they prep all match to get the V Union together, and you just nullify it.
You're just like, yeah, let me play Path to the Peak, and you have no abilities. Sorry.
And like
that.
those V Unions have like 3 abilities per V Union. So it's like, that's what I mean. It's so good. It's like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So just, I know it's small, it's simple, but these are the cards to look out for. They're cheap, very reasonable, but if you're playing any decks becoming physical, these are cards you're going to want to have for sure.
Yep. Cool.
All right. So moving on, we have a listener email. Do you want to read it, Ken?
Sure. This one is from Roy. He says, I wanted to thank you because I was able to get the PTCGO code from the last show. Awesome. I love that. I love that so much. I appreciate you sharing those. I'm working my way through the backlog of episodes, so I apologize if you've already covered this, but one thing I'm interested in learning more about are some of the good habits that new players should be picking up. For example, from watching streamers and others play, I've seen the benefits of identifying what your prize cards are when searching through your deck. I find these card counting elements to be really interesting when it comes to the strategy of the game. Thanks again, and I appreciate the work you put into the podcast. Awesome. Roy, that's an awesome question. And, Adam, if I could take a stab at this.
Yes, go for it.
So coming from someone who's trying to get back into it, right? And I'm watching high level play a lot. So I'm watching like worlds and regionals and stuff like that. And what I've picked up on is they're constantly, when, like, let's say they have an opportunity via a supporter or something to look at their deck. So they're scanning their deck not only for the card that they want to pull out for that supporter, but they're also taking inventory. What is going on in my deck? What is here? So when you do that early on, you obviously know what you have active and what's on your bench. You can look at your deck and ultimately say, what 6 cards are missing? So if you're looking for, if you're playing a one of one card and you're not seeing it in your current hand and it's not in your deck early on, you could bet that it's going to be, prized. So this is super important. And it's something that in all of my days of playing, I never really focused on, even though I know the benefit of it. And I think it's just because it truly is an advanced strategy. Like, I really do think that. But Adam, this is huge, right? Like, I've seen you constantly looking at your discards, to see what's there. Like, you're always taking inventory, right?
Yeah. So I look through my discard a lot when playing, because it's like you got to know what you're fishing for at the same time of what's in your prize cards. Because I know, like, and it also helps if you don't play a million different full arts and different cards. So like you could have 4 different switches from 4 different sets, but if you have 4 switch from like the same set, then it's easier for you to see, be like, oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, I've got all my switches, versus saying like, oh shoot, I don't remember which switches I have, or if I have 3 switches, because like you're going through your deck so fast that you want to have that consistency. You want to, like, especially if you're playing 4 copies of everything,
Right.
then you can actually just be like, okay, so I have 4 copies of this, 4 copies of that. All right, I know I play 10 energies and there's 8 in my deck. I have 1 in my hand, so that means 1's prized. It's just doing quick counts and having everything the same art is very helpful.
Yeah, just so it's easy to kind of make that mental note of what you have.
Yeah, and if you do have one-offs of things, you can, I mean, if you have like 1 reset stamp, like, and you have a gold one, the more power to you. Then that's just like one more highlight. Like, yes, I know I have 1. It's the 1 gold card I have in my deck, and boom, if it's there, it's there.
Gotcha. Awesome. Good question, Roy. Thanks so much for writing in. That's definitely a good one. I would definitely pick up on that, because if you can get yourself in that habit, that's only gonna, make your preparation game that much stronger. All right, Adam, I've got my topic of the week.
All right, bring it.
I want to talk about some basic deck mechanics, and I think that when I talk to people that want to try the TCG for the first time, or try playing the TCG, even if they have experience collecting, they just don't know how to put together a deck outside of like, oh, I like this Pokemon, or how do I make this deck successful? I know what I want to use, but how do I use it? And understanding that there's going to be some kind of mechanic, some kind of strategy that powers the deck, meaning you want to do a certain series or sequence of events to get an outcome. And I think that there's the one thing that you're going to hear a lot, and I think it's important to talk about this not only from like a vocabulary standpoint, but just to file in your mental glossary of TCG terms, is energy acceleration. And energy acceleration is a mechanic that will allow you to play more than the single energy per turn, which is the default amount. Normally, on your turn, you could play 1 energy. So
like the Blastoise VMAX we're talking about, because you can normally play 1, but its attack allows you to attach 3 in any way from your deck.
Right, so you're accelerating the amount of energy that you can play. And that's a good example, too, because that's going to be energy acceleration that's coming from an actual Pokemon. You could also get energy acceleration that comes from trainers, or, other I was going to say supporters, or other types of trainers. So almost every deck has this, but you'll see some decks that really, really showcase this, where you could have a 5 or 6 energy draw and, set up a Pokemon and a half over 2 turns, just because you're able to manipulate your cards like that. Especially late game when you have energies in your discard. It's like this, it really plays a big role. But I do want to call out the Top Deck Academy video that Pokemon.com put on their official Pokemon channel. This episode is one that features Rosemary Kelly. She's awesome. She does a ton of TCG and VGC stuff, shoutcasting and all that. But she explains some deck mechanics and stuff, including energy acceleration. So it's a really good video. I'll link to it in the description. She explains that this is going to power basic decks, the most powerful decks, but also it just kind of serves as a core building element for a deck. Like you could say, oh, well, I want to build a deck around Blastoise. Well, you could also say, I want to build a deck around energy acceleration. So it gives you that creative element of it as well as something you could build around, which is pretty cool. And in the video, she highlights Hydreigon's Dark Squall ability, and the text on that is, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a darkness energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So let's say you have 5 darkness energy in your hand, you can attach all 5 of those energy. So if you have other support cards that can pull that energy into your hand, then utilize, that ability, it's phenomenal. So there's going to be those cards that just do this really, really well. Now, Adam, I know obviously this is a mechanic you've seen, but what are the current decks right now, or something that you use that uses and focuses on energy acceleration? And competitively, how often do you see this?
Competitively, almost all the time.
Really?
Even as something as simple as the Eternatus VMAX deck, Eternatus V has the Power Accelerator, which does 30 for 1, and then if you have a Darkness Energy in your hand, you can attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So that's going to allow you to have 2 energies on board when you normally would only be able to attach 1 per turn, setting up 2 Pokemon in case they knock out 1. In the vein of like the Hydreigon ability, Frostmoth ability allows you to attach water energies from your hand to your bench water Pokemon in any way you like, or as often as you like.
Pulled that in the Zoom call. Pulled that Frostmoth card.
Yeah, so it's like you can play down a bunch of water energies, and that is good with Blastoise VMAX. It's good with Lapras VMAX. It's good with any water Pokemon essentially. So you can kind of build your own water deck. It's in ADP, Arceus Dialga Palkia tag team, because its attack allows you to search your deck for 3 energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon, which is brutal.
Yeah.
And then you have Zacian V, that you use Intrepid Sword to look at the top 3 cards. So you're drawing cards. Yes, it ends your turn, but you can also, if those 3 are metal energies, you can attach them to it at no cost other than ending your turn. But like, you could get it powered up on the first turn if you ended your turn and all 3 of those were metal. And then to couple that, you also have Metal Saucer in the deck, so you can play Metal Saucer to attach a metal energy from your discard pile to one of your benched metal type Pokemon.
So what you're saying is Energy Acceleration is everywhere?
Yes. Yep.
Pretty much. That's awesome. No, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's something that's super important.
And even in grass, you can play Rillaboom, and Rillaboom allows you to search your deck for 2 grass energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon.
And not for nothing, the feeling of pulling something off like this, like when you get like all the stars align of your deck, you get the pulls that you have the energy on hand, you have multiple Pokemon with abilities that you can kind of do this with. It just feels so good to like look at your opponent and just see them waiting for you to finish, because you're just setting up for like, you're going in and out of your deck like so much, and they're just waiting there, waiting for you to, play, finish the turn. So I just thought it was worth talking about, because it is very popular. But also in that same video, and I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but they included it in that same Energy Acceleration video. They cover what a toolbox deck is. And a toolbox deck, I guess the easiest way to say it is, rather than like a deck that's built around Charizard, right? Well, a single Pokemon, it can have multiple threats. And those multiple threats may not even have relation to each other. They just might have a low energy cost or like share energy type. But there's multiple threats that do different things. So that's kind of cool. And
that goes hand in hand with the Blastoise deck, because if you put in that Stoutland that has that attack that does 40 on a basic Pokemon, if it's knocked out, you take an additional prize. That's just like one other tool that you can use. Same thing with Cramorant, because you can attach energies there, and then with your Bombard, you can set up and be able to hit for 160 on the bench. Like,
yeah, that's what I even made a note of it here. I said, like, I think this has become more popular because of the power creep on basic Pokemon. We've got the big GXs, we've got the Vs, and because of the popularity of those, we see a lot of basics that don't need, evolution cards. So you can run multiple different Vs because they're basics in your deck, especially if they're running on a colorless energy scheme. And it's like, it keeps your opponent on their toes. And it also mentions that the toolbox Pokemon can share energy types, so that can and then be amplified by taking Energy Acceleration and then applying it to the toolbox. So that's kind of cool. But I hear this a lot, the suffix box added to like the end of a lot of deck names. What is this all about? Like, I've heard you guys say like Charizard box blah 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 or something like that. Like, what does the box thing mean?
So it just means that these Pokemon can utilize the fire energies, and you can run just one of all of these different Pokemon, and so that you will use like Charizard Braxton, you can use Charizard Reshiram GX tag team, you can use the Cramorant to be able to attach extra energies and be able to hit something on the bench for 160 if they try to run and hide. There's just different ways that you can make this work, and even Mewtwo GX can come out onto the field and abuse the fact that you're putting fire energies on it and then use the fire Pokemon that are either on the board or in the discard.
Yeah, see, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, Mewtwo kind of grabs that toolbox aspect and just pins it down.
Yeah. And ultimately, the video, Rosemary Kelly's video, it wraps up with a bunch of trainer card recommendations to help run a toolbox properly. And it also builds out like a Hydreigon deck list that shows you how to use the energy acceleration and the box action. I while we're talking about it, I mean, I think we should just highly recommend all of the Top Deck Academy videos. They're just really good. They cram a lot of information into like a short video. And even if you're confident that you know the information, brushing up on the basics is never a bad thing. And it's just they're well produced. So I like watching well produced content whenever I can.
Well, I mean, it's Pokemon proper,
exactly
making them.
Exactly.
So they've got to be.
Exactly. Awesome. But did we do it?
I think we did it.
That's amazing. I'm so happy. Well, you know what, Adam, before we go, I do want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons: Ace Trainers, Adrock, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Carol, Chris, Cody, Eric, Garrett, G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, Heracross, Boss James, Jason, J. Michael, Justin, Kanto, Cody, Ken, Lynchbot, MD, Mike, M. Pitts, Pokénab, Bob, Purple Pancakes, Ricky, Sam, Smeatwad, Todd, The Noise, and Wood Woes Wolf. Thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate it. Adam, do you want to run through our contact information?
Yes. Email us, info@specialconditionstcg.com. Leave us a voicemail, text us, send us a picture, 732-835-8639. And if that's it, Ken, is that it?
I believe that's it, Adam.
All right. Remember, trainers, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.